last week, the Surgeon General also was asked on MSNBC about Joe Rogan's vaccine comments on Spotify, and he said that tech companies have an important role to play in stopping misinformation because they are the predominant places where misinformation spreads. Spotify is putting out advisory warnings on episodes that have to do with COVID-19. Does the White House and the administration think this is a satisfactory step, or do you think that companies like Spotify should go further than just putting a label on there to say, hey, go do your own, check this out. There's more research you can look at, scientific research regarding COVID.
Sure. Well, last July, you probably know, but the Surgeon General also took the unprecedented step to issue an advisory on the risk of misinformation in public health, which is a very significant step. And amid that, he talked about the role social media platforms have. So our hope is that all major tech platforms and all major news sources, for that matter, be responsible and be vigilant to ensure the American people have access to accurate information on something as significant as COVID-19. That certainly includes Spotify. So this disclaimer, it's a positive step, but we want every platform to continue doing more to call out mis and disinformation while also uplifting accurate information. I mean, look at the facts, right? You are 16 times more likely to be hospitalized if you're unvaccinated and 68 times more likely to die than someone who is boosted if you're unvaccinated. That's pretty significant, and we think that is something that unquestionably should be the basis of how people are communicating about it. But ultimately, our view is it's a good step, it's a positive step, but there's more that can be done.
And I have another tech question for you, which
Sure.
is, there have been some recent reports that the White House is planning to issue a series of executive actions on cryptocurrencies in the next few weeks. Can you give a timeline on when those are coming and what actually might be in those executive actions?
I would have to check with our NEC team on that and see if that's something that is coming down the road, but I will check and see if there's anything to predict for you. Go ahead, Brian.
Thanks a lot, Dan. I wanted to first follow up on something you said about the Supreme Court process.
Sure.
You said that President Biden has been looking at bios for some time now. How long has that been that he's been looking at bios of potential candidates?
Since last year.
So that was something that started in the transition process, or?
No, since last year, not during the transition process.
And what prompted that for him to start looking at bios last year?
He takes his role incredibly seriously, and we certainly know, and he committed, of course, to the American people. He would nominate a black woman, a qualified black woman, to serve on the Supreme Court, and so he's just been reviewing a range of bios.
And Justice Breyer notified him on the 27th of January. Did he get advance notice before that?
I'm not going to get into any more details. If Justice Breyer wants to get into details about our communications, he can certainly do that.
And I have a question on Russia as well. This is the jailed Russian dissident Alexei Navalny.
Yeah.
In an interview with Time magazine, said that the U.S. is repeatedly falling into Putin's traps. That Putin makes escalations like he's doing now, and then seeks concessions. I want to quote Navalny here, where he says, "With Putin, the U.S. is acting like a frightened schoolboy who's been bullied by an upperclassman." What's President Biden's reaction to this? Is the U.S. reacting like a frightened schoolboy?
Well, I would say first that we have great respect for Alexei Navalny and the role he's played in speaking out and being vocal, even under duress himself, and that's to be hugely admired. I think the president's actions, the administration's actions that have been broadly supported in a bipartisan manner speak for themselves, whether it's our engagement and leadership on the global stage, having more than 200 engagements, leading an effort to have a unified front and making clear about the severity of economic consequences there will be should Russia decide to invade, or whether it is making clear that we are going to continue to stand up for what is a global value, which is the fact that no country should be able to invade another country and take their territory. I'll let others define that. I don't think that's a frightened schoolboy.
If you enjoyed this video, hit like and subscribe to our channel so you'll be sure to see similar videos from Blaze TV with the added bonus of signaling YouTube that your voice and opinion still matters. And if you're looking for more great conservative content, check out one of the 2 videos suggested here.